All right, welcome back to Back Society. I'm your co-host Jay with my other co-host,
S.
and of course,
And Chris.
Chris is here. All right, guys. Chris, we want an update. How is your closing sale going?
Oh man, it's actually going pretty well. Like there's been no real hiccups yet.
Mm.
I need to find a way to get insurance though.
What do you mean?
That's my So, anytime you buy a house or a property, you need to have insurance on the property, right?
Right.
But here's the thing. It's a commercial property technically because it's more than 5 units.
Okay.
So I'm like in a whole it's only 6 units, but I'm in a whole different ball game that I've never been in. I was literally just filling out a form right before this
Right.
for an application for insurance for this place.
So you
But
can't
what
use
I
like the same avenue you went with your other homes? Because that's what confused me at first.
No, because like so anything it depends on who you talk to, but like 4 to 5 units is like considered residential.
Mhm.
So it's a whole different, you can just
Yeah.
go to your regular like home insurer
Yeah.
and they'll just insure it for you.
Yeah, like
But
This is
because this is-
commercial.
Yeah, because it's 6 units, it's commercial. So a lot of like your standard insurance companies don't do commercial.
who does do commercial?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
No, not even like Progressive. They have all those commercials. They have to get their
No.
money from somewhere.
I'm going through my like the current agent I have, and he's like, having me fill out this application for like your commercial property.
Right.
But the thing is, like, it's commercial in the fact that it's residential for more than so many units. It's not commercial in the fact that like a business is like running itself out of there.
Right.
So I'm like trying to balance that because that seems to be a big issue or a big holdup. It's like, oh, like, how many commercial entities are there? It's like 0. It's all residential,
Yeah.
but it's considered a commercial property. So it's like kind of a little funky. But I think we're gonna close next week.
Okay.
So,
That's dope. I mean, like with
Yeah.
with new levels always comes obstacles that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, I didn't think insurance would be like one of the bigger hurdles.
it's not really an obstacle right now. It's like one of those things like I got to get done, and it's probably not that hard. I just
Yeah.
gotta do it. But the other thing I was thinking is so like technically, we're buying the LLC
Right.
that owns the property. So I reached out to the lawyer and I was like, hey, what if the
What?
LLC already has
Yeah.
insurance on the property?
Right.
Don't we just assume that? But I guess like typically when membership changes hands of the LLC, the insurance gets like canceled.
Really, they just wiped hands off of it.
I don't know, man. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Do you know what insurance
So,
they had
listen.
on there before?
I mean,
or who they
I
get it
don't-
from?
I might. I think I'm going to ask and see, like, hey, what company did you go through,
Mhm.
and see maybe we can just do a continuation of the policy,
Yeah.
just with a new. I don't know, like if it's under the LLC name, but then I'm like the guarantor of the policy. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mhm.
Right.
So I gotta deep dive that tomorrow. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, it's just been interviewing property managers. So
Oh, must be nice. Look at this man interviewing
Yeah.
the peasants.
yo, and so this weekend too. So we met up with some old friends that we haven't seen in a while, and she's like one of Mary's really good friends, and her husband and her just bought a flip.
Mm.
Oh.
And so I don't know if they're. So he said it was a flip, but it sounds like they're gonna hold on to it. So they haven't been doing short term rentals. They've been doing like intermediate term or medium term rentals.
Okay. Yeah.
So like 3 to 5 years.
I would say like
No,
like 6 months, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. And they're down in the North Carolina area, so it's like a little different. But
Hey, I
but-
hear
but-
that's a rising place.
dude. I mean, they're in Charlotte, so like it's wild. He was like, man, he's like, it's so hard to find properties, but he's got his real estate license, so he's like slowly trying to work into like real estate full time.
Right.
But they used so it was interesting because they used hard money to buy this house. And so when you use hard money, a lot of times, especially for flips and stuff, they'll like, okay, you can purchase this at say it's 200,000. They're like, all right, we want 25% down, right? So
Okay.
you got to put 50 grand down. But then a lot of them will finance 100% of the rehab.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
So they'll pay for the property,
Yeah.
and then on the back end, after the property's closed, they'll finance the rest of the rehab for you and just roll that into the mortgage. And like the thing with hard money, so we're gonna buy this property with hard money, but we don't have a rehab loan. But then what they'll do is they'll like, I want an exit strategy. Like, how long are you gonna sit on this property?
Yeah.
Because they want to be out of it within like 12 months,
Mm.
so they can
Only
free that money.
12 months.
Yeah, because they wanna free that money up so they can invest in something new.
Okay.
So they want you to, like, rehab and then refinance and get the hell out of their, like, loan.
Get
Because one,
that
it's high
bag.
interest, and it doesn't really, like, make sense for them to let you sit on this high interest loan when
Mhm.
their money's tied up. You're struggling to get out of it, like, right? They want, like, a clear-cut plan.
I got
And so
you.
that's what they did. They yeah, I think they just finished the rehab, and they're either gonna rent and refi. They're not sure yet. But it was interesting because they only have a couple houses, like, they only have, like, 3 or 4 doors that they have managed, and usually you don't see people so young in their, like, real estate career utilizing hard money, you know? I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I get to that point, but I'd like to, especially
Dude,
next year.
hard money's not hard to use, dude. It's like, as long as you have some cash,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
they'll lend to you.
Is
Like,
that
it's minimal documentation.
really?
Well, yeah, I imagine so. Like at least minimal headache as well, you know, since you
Yeah,
don't
if
have
they
to.
think yeah, because it's private money. If they think the deal's good, they'll just fund it.
Yeah. See that? Got to get to that point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, fucking cold hard money.
So,
Hard money.
I told you, my dad does hard money loans,
Yeah.
Right.
and so, like,
That's
we're
where
going
you're
through
getting this
that.
commercial property from, right?
No, that's where he's getting his
Well,
hard
that's where we're
the
getting the
loan from.
purchase
Okay.
loan from, yeah. But they also do other, like, more traditional loans, but, like, we're gonna use hard money to buy the place, get it rented, and then refinance out of it into, like, a 30-year, like, standard kind of
Mhm.
loan. So
Wow.
that's the plan.
Yeah, that sounds awesome, dude.
We'll see, man.
Is it kind of weird that like because like you're just going along with it and you're finding out all these new things that you probably haven't even heard of. And you're like, "Oh, I got to do this now. Oh, now cuz I did this, I got to get this done." Is it kind of like bother you that there's no like set like guide like step-by-step process?
So I feel like the one thing I've learned just buying and selling now is, like, people can tell you everything you wanna hear,
But it's
but
all
until you
about
do
do
it,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
you
all
gotta get
about
the experience.
experience. Yeah.
It's
That's
it's
pretty
painful.
That's really what
That's
it
the worst
is.
part.
Yeah.
It's the worst part.
That's in everything, I feel like. Everybody will try to give you a step by step, but it's all about how to do it. It's all about experience and doing it. And what doesn't work for you may work for some people and vice versa.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, when you were trying to buy a place in Elgin, you found out the hurdles of home buying, right? Like the
I did.
appraisal and the insurance itself,
The home inspector,
the
all
home
that
inspector,
stuff.
all that.
Yeah.
You weren't expecting any of
Wait,
that.
so what went wrong?
I was just like, man,
The upfront money, right?
I had the money, but it was like it was gonna knock me way back. And then I was like, I'll just rent for the time being because it's just
Wait,
easier.
wait. So for you, was just the hard part was putting the money down?
Well, I mean, it wasn't like putting the money down. It was
I don't think he
yeah.
was expecting the fees.
I wasn't expecting all of all of it with the that came with it.
Like the home inspection, right?
Yeah, you don't think about that home inspection,
Yeah, you
appraisal,
don't
like,
think about all
you're on the
that
hook
stuff.
for all
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you got paid up front.
yeah. I mean, the money wasn't gonna be the issue. It was just it was a lot. It was kind of overwhelming, and I was like, all right, maybe I should just rent for a little bit, and then because like making a purchase on a home, it's kind of a big purchase. It's kind of a big deal.
It's one of the it's like the most American purchase you can make.
Yeah.
It's your first real investment, technically.
And I mean, like, I was in a good spot. I still am in a good spot, but I was like, I'll just wait for a little bit.
Mm.
You know?
I mean, they say that the home purchase in America is the largest purchase, like 90% of Americans will make in their lifetime.
Very true.
Wow.
Even Robert
Most of the time they make
Kiyosaki said
one.
that.
Only one.
Even Robert Kiyosaki was touching on that, saying like, their home is your biggest investment.
Yeah. So I was like, I'll wait for a little bit.
Yeah, the hardest part, I think, especially I remember the first time you buy, you're sitting at the table and they're going down the breakdown of like the sheet of all. Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And
Like,
it's like taxes and all this shit, and you're just like, holy. They're like, and your cash to close is like, $70,000. You're like, what the fuck?
Where did that
Like-
number come from?
Like, where did this? Yeah, like
Yeah.
I thought,
I
Look,
thought the
Zillow
mortgage
didn't mention this.
yo, yeah, it's not there, and because they're like, I thought it was 3% down. Yeah, 3% plus taxes, plus
Yep.
insurance,
Plus all,
plus,
yeah.
because that all has to go to your escrow account. And you're like, what the hell's escrow?
Yep.
And then, it's wild, dude. So like for our cash to close on this property is gonna be 120,000.
God, that's eye watering. Never used to be
Yeah.
this way. Never used to be this
I
way.
can't wait till I'm like fucking dope enough where I'm like, oh, 1,000,000 down. Yeah. I
Yeah, no problem. $1 million,
That was like,
yeah.
got
I'm
you.
working my way up, man. Like the
Yeah.
most I've ever had to put down, like this will be the most.
For
But
sure.
before this, it was like 60 grand.
Even 60 grand is a lot.
And then before that, it was like 25 grand. And then the first time we bought was 0 because I used my VA loan. It
Yeah.
was 0 down, and we got to roll all the taxes and stuff in.
Oh,
But I
wow.
think we ended up just like paying most of that. Like it was like 10 grand,
Mm.
which wasn't. It was a lot, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still. I'm a guy
This
who gets pained when I have to spend too much money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I get paid, so when I see that price, I'm like, oh, it hurts. It hurts the core of me.
I think and you know what? I think the worst thing you can do, the worst thing you can do, is roll your taxes into your mortgage. Who
Yeah.
the fuck wants to pay interest on taxes?
Right.
Right, dude.
Right.
Right.
I remember when I was selling cars, would be like, oh yeah, we can roll it all in. And then I would be like, no. Like I was like one of those guys like, pay your taxes now.
Yeah,
Why
pay
do you
your
wanna pay
taxes
interest
now.
on your
Yeah.
taxes? Like, why would you want to do that?
Oh.
And a lot of people, it's because like they don't have the cash.
Yeah. Yeah, I imagine that
You know
would
what I
be
mean?
it.
When they
Yep.
buy the car, they know they're not gonna have another payment for at least 30 days. And most of the time, the way it works out is about 60 days. So they have 2 months of no payment on this car.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like to them, it's like it's a risk calculus that they're willing to take.
Yeah, because
Not for me though.
I mean, we live in a credit society, so a lot of people are used to
Yeah.
just paying later.
And
You know?
and when you really look at the numbers, it's maybe a couple dollars on your payment.
Right.
But for me, it's like a principal thing.
Yeah.
But it also,
Like,
it
like,
comes
taxes are already
like,
interest.
Yeah,
Right.
taxes
Already
are
interest.
interest. Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much is.
Like,
See,
Yeah.
see, that's the thing about like the large payment. So I can understand like why some people want to defer it, a little down the line because like, whether it's 25, 60K, 120K, that's an eye-watering amount of money for a lot of people. I want to say about a good 90% of America. And it's only a down payment. It's not like you're really getting the thing, It's only a down payment. So I
Right.
can imagine, so I can understand some apprehension, that pause before actually signing that contract.
yeah. No, it was like when you see those numbers, you're like, damn, dude, like what kind of world am I living in?
Yeah.
But I'm just like, dude, I cannot wait till I can put $1 million down on something.
Dude, I bet, dude, when I see those kind of money, that kind of money drop, I'm just like, how do people get to this point?
I think I can get there in 4 years. That my goal is 4 years.
Yeah. I think
years.
you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years. He's coming back 4 years, and you're spending like what 3 in Germany. So you're just coming back and be like, oh, I guess I'm just that much better.
Bro, I'm not gonna stop.
Yeah,
like,
I know I was
hustling,
gonna
though.
say.
Like I'm definitely gonna be so if we keep the property we're in now, I don't know. I need to keep it because I think the interest rate, and I think we might come back to this area, so we might just move back into it.
Right.
But technically, with this new property we're buying, and if we keep this house and we rent it, we'll have 10 units, 10 rentable units.
Do you think that might be a little difficult to like? I know you're gonna have like property managers and stuff, but do you think it's gonna be what do you if you how should I say this? Do you think you'll find any hurdles? Being in a completely different time zone in a completely different
Oh yeah,
like country.
but it's also this isn't like 1990,
This is
right?
true.
Like
This is true.
email is a thing. Data is it doesn't cost that much money to like it would be more like, oh shit, I'm asleep and they're calling me. You know what I mean? Like that's really what it's gonna be. Or I didn't check my email. So like, I mean, I think there's some headaches and some hurdles, but I think at the end of the day, as long as I'm upfront with my property managers, like, hey, I'm in a different country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you have autonomy. Like I might have to be like, hey, you have autonomy to spend $1,000.
Mm. Yeah.
Like what costs more than $1,000
A
outside
dishwasher.
of something catastrophic?
Yeah.
I guess like a water heater explosion.
Yeah. And that's pretty fucking catastrophic.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's insurance probably.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good if it's just insurance. But like, man, that's wild, dude. 10 units, dude. And you're just piecing out of the US after
I'm bouncing. So it's gonna be nice. I mean, it's gonna be kind of a headache. So, but here's the thing: is the townhouse. Right now, I'm leaning towards selling it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like the lease on it is up in May. The tenant has been a little wishy-washy lately and probably needs to move out because I think it's kind of above their
Yeah.
uh quality of life or
I get
whatever,
it.
cost of living.
Yeah.
Because there's some issues, whatever. It doesn't matter. But if I sell it though, that's our biggest equity chunk right there.
Right.
Like I can sell it and probably clear potentially over $300,000.
That's pretty good for the area, right?
I would sell it. I would sell it. Sell
Yeah,
it.
but also I think in like 2 years I could sell it for $1,000,000 and make over 500,000.
Dude, seeing how
Then
the
hold
housing
it.
market it's going, I just I don't see an end to it anytime soon, really. But then again, I'm no expert.
But
So
here's my thing. Here's my all right. So here, one, keep it, rent it. It rents fine. It's in a great area. People want it. It's a top dollar rent. We have a low interest rate on it. I'm talking like 2%.
damn.
So like it's free money right now. It's paying for itself. We have a ton of equity, whatever. Or I can sell it, take that $300,000, probably buy a million plus
Yup.
multi-unit property somewhere.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, maybe not. I mean, we'll probably net more each month, but I think also like in the long run, bro, like if I can buy a $1.2 million property
Yep.
that has even 4 or 5 units, they're
Y-
probably gonna be nice units.
You're gonna
that are
put the
renting
whole
for-
25% down?
Oh
Yeah.
I'll put down whatever I need to put down.
Yeah.
Like, that's fine, right? Like that goes into like hey, what can I get? Most likely at 25% down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like that's the threshold. So that's what we would do.
That's a tough decision.
Yeah, or I could keep it and just like rent it and no, we make money off of it. Like we could probably raise the rent. We could clear probably almost $1,000 a month on it.
Well, you said the guy was wishy-washy. Do you think he'll move out if you raise the rent?
I am at the point where we probably wouldn't let them resign.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm gonna let them work their rent, like
Their
work
lease.
through the lease if
Yeah.
they can make it. But that's one of those things where I was like, hey, that's great. I already told him I was like, hey, I'm either gonna sell it, but like odds are I was like, I'm not renewing the lease. Like this is just it's not a headache yet, but it will be a headache.
I get
Yeah,
it, especially
yeah.
especially if its value keeps rising like the way it probably is, right?
Yeah, and it's not even the value, man. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna be overseas. I'm self-managing. Like, one, if I put a property manager in, you can't be late on rent, and I'm not gonna be waking up like, hey, your tenant hasn't paid in like
Mm.
2 weeks, and we got to charge them a late fee, and now we've automatically started, eviction processes. Like, I don't want to deal with
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
Like when it's
And you know-
self-management,
Yeah,
you
well,
can be
eviction
more,
takes
have
forever.
more leeway.
And you know that's
Right.
that's
in
the
Virginia.
road. Yeah.
There you go. Really not in Virginia? Like here in Illinois, it can take forever.
Yeah, I mean, you're also gotta think it's like, I mean, I'm using these words as nice as I can. Liberal states, liberal cities, very, very tenant friendly. Conservative states, conservative cities, more landlord friendly.
more capital friendly. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's just the way it is, right? Like workers' rights,
Yeah.
business owner rights. Like that's the kind of dichotomy that you kind of see. So
I'm actually surprised Virginia's really like that. It's to me, it seems like it's a wishy-washy state itself. Like every now and then it'll seem red and then it will seem blue. Cause you just got that whole like Sova and Nova divide, really.
yeah, but it's still one state at the end of the day,
Yeah.
right? So Virginia has this thing called the Virginia Landlord Tenant Act, and it's pretty. I would say it's more tenant friendly. But what it does is the difference is if you have under 5 units, it does not apply to you.
Damn.
Oh. Wow.
Damn.
So it's more focused on the commercial owners, right? And we only technically right now we only have the 1 unit in Virginia.
Okay. So it doesn't apply to you.
It
So-
doesn't apply to me.
So eviction can be fast.
It could be. I mean, outside of like the standard, like, hey, you got to give like however many days notice. You know what I mean? It's not like
Mm.
the tenant themselves do not have as much recourse as they might have against like a commercial owner. You know what I mean?
I get you.
And we own it in our own individual names,
Well, there you go.
so it's a little different.
There you go.
Wild.
There you go, man. He has
Real
the
estate,
power.
baby.
Real estate. and having the power in the real estate. There you
Yeah.
go. Look at that.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I don't know, man. It's like to me, it's oh man. You want to know something crazy though?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not trying to brag,
Oh God, here we go.
but we had to do some like asset like calculations,
Mhm.
and our 401ks are doing pretty good.
Pretty
Oh
good.
wow.
So like, obviously in the in the six digits. So
Yep.
there you go.
There you
There you
go.
go.
We just cleared a quarter mil in our
Wow.
401ks.
Is that
Yeah.
so? You have like two 401ks?
Yeah, like between me and the wife. Yeah,
Damn. I
hers
got.
is way better than mine. So that's
God damn, I got three.
we just got the two, man. I also have like a really shitty one on Robinhood that I opened up because
Oh
they're
yeah,
matching.
you did that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah, yeah.
about it. I
It's
thought
free
about it.
money, dude.
Yeah,
It's free
I get it.
money.
I get it. I get it. Like all my stocks are dividends, so I got to put that money somewhere.
Yo, I'm up almost 30%.
Really, 30% on your
Wow.
401k? God damn,
Mhm.
for Robinhood? Really?
Yeah, from Robinhood, dude. It's like not much. It's like 300 or 400 bucks. I only got like $1,000 in it
That's still
that I've like
fine, dude.
contributed. And like, they're like one or so I have
That's
Robinhood Gold. So
amazing.
like
No,
they gave
that's
me like
pretty good.
3% matching. But that's the thing, right? Is like, like Mary's had her 401k for a long like she's been in at her job for 11 years
God
and they've
damn.
matched her 5% for the last 11 years. And she's
5%.
made pretty good money.
I usually
She's
raise
been
me to
over
10.
6 digits.
Six digits?
She's been over 6 digits. So like, they've matched that for however long.
Mhm.
And so like she's doing pretty well. Like hers is pretty solid.
No, that's
Hers like
awesome.
outshines mine by
I feel like
like
you
hers
can.
is twice as big as mine.
I feel like yours can outshine it because you're going to be, because you have rental units. That's a 401k in itself.
This is true.
Yeah, but at the same I mean, technically we both own all these rental
Oh,
units.
God,
So
it's fine. It's fine. That's just
it's fine,
semantics.
man. They were all my idea though.
There
So
you
like,
go. There you go. There you go, dude. That's the 51% there.
yeah. Well, so actually she is the majority owner of our LLC
Good for
because now
her.
it's minority owned.
It's minority owned.
Yeah, she's a woman.
Right.
And they count that as a
Jeez,
minority?
That's smart. That's why I was just
Ooh.
like, we need to get like some shares in Bollies because they have first come first serve for minorities. And I was just like, might as
Yeah.
well make it
Oh,
work
wow.
for us.
Well, actually, the original reason we did it was because I was out of the state. It's so if she was 51%, she could sign all the documentation for the LLC.
God damn.
But then also, it's like it's technically a woman-owned company.
I think I have an idea.
Let's hear it. Let's hear the
Yeah.
idea.
No, my idea is to put everything in my soon-to-be wife's name. How
There
about
you
that?
go.
Let's go.
I mean, it's one of those things where you got to kind of balance the risk reward depending on what you want to do because it's not always beneficial.
Mhm.
You know, I mean, what you got to do is you got to get yourself a black Asian wife.
Jewish.
Blasian from like fucking Rush Hour.
Jewish, or I mean, maybe like
Black.
Islamic.
Or yeah.
Also, maybe has a crippling, disability.
Can they also be non-binary?
Sure,
Sure.
that's only going to help your case.
All right, man. I'm gonna have to fire up old Tinder.
Yeah, you're going to get one hit in the entire state.
I swear.
Oh man, this is Chicago. It's a liberal city, dude. I'm sure there's,
Yeah.
they're out there. They're somewhere. I'm gonna find a nice hipster. We're gonna just a nice
Vibe out.
The only problem is that with all these like tags that I need, they might be a communist.
Oh, for sure. But I'm sure there's a loan for that.
There's not loan for communist.
Are you a
Man,
communist?
they just got to be a democratic socialist.
This is
It'll be all
Democrat.
right.
I feel like this is a grant backed by the CIA.
Yeah.
Look,
It's called the J. Edgar Hoover grant.
J. Edgar Hoover trust in one another grant.
Yeah.
Dude, we're
Backed
good to
up by
go.
the McCarthy.
Oh yeah,
McCarthy
McCarthy.
scholarship.
McCarthy scholarship hands across the aisle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
These are great, dude. If I ever become government, man, that's what I'm gonna name all these shits.
McCarthy.
I'm gonna name it after the worst people, dude. I mean,
But,
freaking Phoenix named their airport after Goldwater.
Barry
What?
Goldwater was like he wasn't that bad though. He could
Dude,
have been
him
worse.
him and McCarthy were like cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, kinda. But like I feel like the Goldwater Republican was more of the centrist Republican.
They were definitely not. They were against the evangelicals. I know
Yeah,
that
they were
much. They were
very
more
much
like
a like
actual conservative, you know?
yeah. They were like they weren't that weird like fringe conservative that is now the mainstream conservative.
Yeah.
So
God said I should run for Senate.
I mean that's what he told me too, but I said, nah, I'm good, dude.
He was so good. That's me, dude. I was just like me and JC were like this, so it's okay, man.
Yeah.
S, man, you've
But
been awfully quiet.
Yeah,
he's super quiet.
I know. Hold on, we gotta pause this podcast.
Why?
I gotta lay down for a little bit. My
Ah,
stomach is killing me.
Are you serious?
Yeah, hold
We're
on.
at the 26 mark.
Yeah, all right, hold on. I gotta lay down. It's killing me. Ugh, I'm sweaty.
Dude, right now our co-host S is just straight up dead on the floor right now. You okay? You sure?
what'd you eat? What'd you eat?
Yeah, what did you eat? Did you eat some Raisin Canes or something? You gotta let it pass. uh, so the casino he works at does have their own like workers buffet. Like they have a lunch, dinner, and breakfast buffet.
Yeah, sure.
Never eat that, and I think that's what he
That bad?
did. It's a buffet that work gives you gratis, dude. Of course, it's not great.
Yeah, that's fair.
What'd you say?
They don't give you food anymore.
I thought that boss buffet would be all about, like I
Yeah,
thought that's why you took the promotion, son.
yeah, that's why you get the VIP buffet.
Yeah. These
You
are the
don't get.
high rollers fucking lounge.
He's saying he doesn't get. They don't get food anymore ever since
Yeah.
Vegas bought him. That's such a shame, dude. Vegas is all
That's
about those
lame.
buffets.
Yeah, I thought Vegas was all about the perks.
Yeah, you would think that. Like it's owned by Caesars, right? Yeah, dude. And Caesars is shafting you. That sucks. Oh, it's about the. Well, of course, it's a casino. It's all about the numbers. Don't you want to own a casino one day? Yeah, there you go. We can buy
But I guess
Ballers.
but I mean think about it, at the end of the day, like, Vegas is all casino.
It is all casino.
Where like in Chicago, I'm sure they have a solid like clientele, but I'm sure it's not the same as Vegas. There's no way people are dropping the same money.
Oh, oh God, no. Well, Vegas is definitely making more money. The only thing is that you have a competition next door. You know, you have all these casinos in Vegas, so you're fighting for that piece of the pie, especially with like the
But
tourists and stuff.
but
But
are you fighting for the piece of the pie? Because like everybody who comes there is going for the casino.
yeah,
People aren't going to Chicago for the casino.
well, yeah, but like they're all coming there for the casino, but they have like what 50 casinos to choose from.
Yeah, but there's only like maybe what 3 dozen on the strip, if that.
That's still yeah, but you still want that the big slice of those people. You don't want the stragglers, man, that already lost their money over at
No, you do want the stragglers. You ain't comping them shit.
I
They
mean,
don't cost you a dime.
when it comes to like when it comes to like comping stuff, like food, drinks, or something, it's always run on a loss.
Well, that part is, yeah, but they make their money. They, they ain't losing money in Vegas for
Oh no,
sure.
they're not.
But I'm sure I'm sure in Chicago and these other like outside of Atlantic City, I'm sure there's a way different calculus that goes into it where it's like, hey, we cannot afford to give the people free food, free drink. Do you guys do free drinks in Chicago? Or
We
is that
don't.
illegal?
That's illegal. Free drinks is illegal, but
Yeah,
free food is not. They'll give you free food at the drop of a hat, but drinks they can't do it.
yeah. Same in Maryland.
But the thing about Chicago is their zoning, and it's just being able to open a casino when it's not too close to another casino, and the people allegedly get to say if they want a casino or not until the studies start rolling in from some
Yeah.
place you never heard of that said, "Oh man, the traffic's not going to be good. Is going to be great. It's not going to be bad at all."
Shut down.
And then, of course, everybody, the city council of that town is just like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Yes, it will.
So yeah, So I think if I'm not, I'm probably wrong on this, and I've probably been wrong on a lot of things I said tonight. But I'm pretty sure Maryland, when they legalized like table games,
Mhm.
they only approved X number of like casino licenses.
Yeah, that's the same for Illinois. They only have a certain number.
Yeah, so like after they're all open, like you can't. There's no like mom and pop casino that you can go
Yeah, mom and
to.
pop
You
casino.
know,
Like the good old days.
like I'm trying to think. Like there's like Maryland Live. There's Horseshoe
Yeah,
Casino
yeah.
in Baltimore. The Horseshoe Casino in Perryville. There's MGM, and there
How many
might
casinos
only
does
be one
Maryland
more.
have? That's a small state. MGM got hacked. That sucks.
Well, in Vegas, the Vegas ones. I don't know if the National Harbor one was affected, but
Oh,
MGM
okay.
was, dude. That's why. Like, did they ever? I don't know if they fixed it yet. It was costing them like millions of dollars a day.
God damn, dude. Someone just ran out the back on that one.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Previously, they thought the assumption was the casinos were like foolproof.
Yeah, of course, because it's a numbers game. You got to protect those numbers.
So here's what you need to do. You need to become a network security expert tonight, and you need to go get a job in Vegas because they're going to start hiring out the ass.
You know what?
Out the ass.
That is a good idea. I just don't know security.
It's
I
fine.
really
All
don't.
you need is a Net Plus cert, and
And
I learned it in a week, bro. Net Plus, Sec Plus.
Dude,
It's easy.
I thought about it. Because I had like my CompTIA certificate, and I was just like, should I go for like, Net Plus or Cisco 2, maybe that
Whoa,
one?
whoa, whoa, whoa! It depends. You should definitely go Cisco, like CCNA,
Yeah.
CASSP. But like, if you get Net Plus, Sec Plus, and Certified Ethical Hacker, bro, I got all three of those, and they're like, it's like money. People are like, oh my god, you got Sec Plus. I'm like, dude, that was the easiest test I've like taken.
Dude, I took like a pre one for ethical hacking, and it was just me just opening up, Kali.
Yeah, well, ethical hacking, like, there's no lab for the basic one. It's just questions.
What?
Yeah,
Really?
for the test. Yeah, for the test, it's just questions. The
Damn.
ethical hacking, like if you take like a boot camp, yeah, they go through Cali and all the tools and all the basic like command line bullshit and
Yeah,
like,
pen
oh,
testing and all
and
that.
actually some of the labs are kind of fun, right? Like they will set up like like another Windows box or something like that,
Mhm.
and you got to go in, through the back door and like grab a file or whatever. It's fun. It's cool, but it's not realistic in any capacity.
Not realistic.
You know?
Are you telling me it's not like the Matrix? I'm not gonna have like 6 screens and just be like, "I'm in."
No, you're at the, no, you're like, why is this VM lagging? Like, how do I get into this fucking box? That's what it's like, dude. But it's good. Actually, so Sans?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm supposed to be taking 2 Sans courses by the end of by I got about 3 months left. But one of them is cloud penetration testing and one's cloud security. So I'm pretty pumped.
Ooh. I mean,
And I get to take the exams and the certifications afterwards. So
that's probably a bigger plus because everyone's switching to cloud, especially
yeah,
AWS.
I'm excited for it though. I think it's gonna be really good. And Sans has like, I mean, they're like $8,000 courses. So
God damn, dude. Closing
yeah,
on a commercial property and taking these $8,000 courses.
bro,
How do you do it?
I'm trying. I'm taking everything the world's gonna throw at me.
See, I would too, but man, I don't know where to find these courses.
Well, I have an employer that is willing to pay for that stuff.
All right,
So
dude. Okay, fine. I'm joining the Air Force tomorrow.
not a bad idea.
I
Space
know.
Force is probably the way to go, but
I don't know. I was a few months ago. I looked it up the Air Force, and they're just like, "Oh, 39 is the cutoff date now." I was like, "God damn, they really letting people 39 in?"
yeah. Well, I mean, what to enlist, right?
Yeah, to enlist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's fine. The army's like 42, so
It's
and
like, here's
it's
your
even
gun, man.
it's even older for like National Guard and stuff.
Well, I
So
can
that's the
imagine
thing.
National Guard. I mean, how often
I
you're going to use them?
Part of me is like, man, I wish like almost everybody outside of like, I mean, granted, right? You need to have a security clearance, but like joining the Guard or the Army Reserve or any reserve unit is like totally worth it, dude.
Yeah,
Especially because most jobs will pay. So a lot of them will pay you to go to your duty. So you'll
really.
get yeah, yeah, yeah. Plenty of jobs. They'll have like either they'll have paid military leave,
Mm.
and then when you go, you get paid as a military body. So you're actually kind of double dipping. And a lot of times, like if you play it right, it's probably not their first year or 2, whatever, but a lot of them for their trainings and their drills, they'll send them to classes.
Really?
Yeah,
That sounds fun.
and they'll get certified because they need so the thing is, it doesn't matter if you're in the guard or you're active duty or whatever,
Right.
you have to maintain a standard for your job, and that includes certification, so they have to pay you to get certified and whatever. So if you're in a cyber career field or something like that,
Mhm.
they have to keep you certified.
Damn. Oh, so they literally just pay you for this, and then you can
Yeah.
just go to Vegas and be like, "Yo, MGM, I got you."
Yeah, we go to Black Hat, we go to DEF CON, we do all that stuff.
That sounds fun, dude. Because I mean, I've thought about the Air Force. I've liked planes forever.
I mean, you
I'm not gonna
I
be a
mean,
pilot. I'm not good enough for that.
well, 1, you're too old to be a pilot,
It's
so
fine. I never expected it anyway.
yeah. But no, but, like, they do all that stuff, like Space Force. Navy has a huge, like, cyber contingent.
Navy might be better since I'm not too far from Great Lakes.
Yeah, and that's their only basic training course, I think, and it's
Exactly,
all
dude.
indoors.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You'll see you go outside from my apartment, you see naval people all the
Yeah,
time,
that
just
makes
walking
sense.
around going like, "Oh, on leave, we're about to get fucked up." I just got my Dodge Charger.
Yeah, I got my Dodge Charger at 28% interest, bitch.
Pretty much. All right. S check. How you doing? He said 2 more
S
minutes.
check.
I'm gonna make that graphic. S check. I wish I had like a second camera so I could be just like, SKM as he's just
Yeah, I wish you need to, like, get your phone so you can live stream him, you know?
Dude, I should do that. I should do that, dude. I've been trying so many different more like editing techniques, especially for like the sports channel and stuff. Because I don't know. I feel like the audience for the sports might be limitless, but it's so hard to get those videos out because you're on a time limit.
Yeah, it is very much, time dependent because, like, you c it you pretty much have, like, 2 days
Yeah,
if you're lucky.
if you're lucky. And I don't even like to release on Tuesday because I still feel like that's late.
Yeah, I feel like at the end of the day, if you're not there the day after the game, like, nobody gives a shit unless you're
Exactly.
doing some kind of wrap up
Yeah,
or pregame.
that's what I'm doing is like a wrap up. And I've thought about doing a pre-game too, just to have like 2 videos a week and just talking about how much I hate these teams that are playing and I hope they lose, especially the Bengals.
Oh, yeah, we should get this is Monday night, just so people are tracking. We get an update on the score for the Bengals?
What is the update? Because last time they went into halftime 6-6.
6-6. Oh my god, dude. Joe Burrow
It's a mid
tearing us
off.
up.
It's a mid off.
It is oh my gosh, you're not gonna like this. 16-9 Bengals. 4th quarter, 10 minutes to go.
If the Bengals must lose this game
Bro,
because
the
I have a
Bengals are
lot to
gonna win.
say. What?
The Bengals are gonna win because they haven't won yet.
No, they need to lose.
There's no way they go 0-3.
No,
There's just no way.
they should go 0-3. They suck. They're frauds.
That's a different conversation. But, like,
There is no different conversation. I am correct. My sports
you think
analysis.
the Rams are a better team than the Bengals?
I got Matt Stafford.
Exactly.
You got Matt Stafford. I mean, I'm not expecting like a Broncos v Dolphins over here. I just
Oh my god, what a
I
game,
know. I know. I made a hype vid for the Broncos, man. Let them cook.
bro. So good, dude. I'm so
Was
happy to
it
watch.
good? It was one-sided. It was like a college game, like Oregon versus like North Dakota Tech.
No, well, how about Oregon versus Colorado?
Oh yeah.
Like, I was
Yeah.
really surprised how bad they lost.
Yeah, people were really clowning Dion.
Yeah, but I mean, like, Oregon's on a different level than
It
freaking
is. It
Colorado.
is, but people were just like, "Oh, when is it time to have an intervention for Deion Sanders?" It's just like, man, everyone's just waiting for this guy to fail.
Bro, I love Dion, man.
It's
I always
prime
have a
time.
soft spot. Yeah, I mean, he's prime. He played his last, like, seasons with the Ravens. Just saying, number
Sure did.
35.
Sure
He
did.
picked that number because that was his age. Like, come on, bro. Like, Dion is I mean, the man was a multi-professional sport athlete,
Yep.
and he backed it up. He shit talked, and he backed it up
Dude,
every time.
I mean, if you still remember, like, when he went to Combine and he ran his 40-yard dash and just walked out afterwards because he's just like, "I'm done."
Yeah, he just left.
He just left.
Like what a fucking pimp, dude.
I mean, he went fast.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm gonna run this shit fast. I'm gonna keep running, and, like, nobody's gonna catch me, dude."
Yeah,
Dude,
so
he's the best.
yeah, I just don't get the hate. I mean, the only thing I'll clown him for is, like, when him and Brian Urlacher did those stupid, like, regrow hair
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
"Oh, I have hair. Oh my god." Like, dude, just who cares? And now since I'm in Chicago, you see, like, every 2 billboards is Brian Urlacher
Oh,
with, like
I'm sure. Oh my
it
god.
really is, like, as soon as I walk out this building, there's Brian Urlacher just staring at me, asking me why I'm bald.
Yeah, but here's one thing you might not know. Did you know Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are dating?
Did you know that increased ticket sales by 40%?
Did you know I don't give a fuck and I turned off the game because they would not stop talking. I was like, I don't what NFL find me an NFL fan that actually cares about that.
I don't know. I
They're
mean,
like, why
NFL
keep bringing
fans
it up?
largely don't listen to Taylor Swift,
No.
but they thought it was the most amazing thing ever. Doing like,
I
Mama Kelsey must be so proud. Went,
I yeah, they're like, well, Mama Kelsey used to this stuff. Yeah, it's like, guys, like, stop it.
I
I
know.
don't care. I do not care. Uh-oh.
Oh, he's back.
Uh-oh.
I think he has an opinion on Taylor Swift.
No.
No, not even. You don't, dude. You must care. I mean, if there's one thing the Chiefs are good at is getting attention because you got Brittany Mahomes, you got Jackson Mahomes, and now you got Taylor
Oh,
Swift to add to it.
gosh.
What
What a
about
fucking team, dude.
what about OBJ?
What about him?
He's dating
What does
Kim
that have to do
K.
with anything?
Wait,
Right now?
Odell's dating
Yeah.
Kim K? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Odell
Well, I didn't
Beckham.
see her at the game. That's
I
probably
didn't
'cause he's injured.
Yeah.
That's why he's injured.
That's why he's hurt.
Well, she's in like American Horror Story now, so I'm sure she is just slammed.
Wait, is she?
Yeah, she's in the latest season.
Wait, I thought OBJ was gay.
I mean,
Or was that just a rumor?
I don't know.
I mean, he was pretty flamboyant, but
but I do know he's dating Kim K.
Dude, I did not hear that. How does Kanye feel
Hi.
about that?
Probably has a hit list on him.
That's
Probably
probably why
he's
he's injured.
Like,
I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie
he's-
though. Kanye just released a new song a couple of days ago.
Oh yeah, so you're like back on that
Fire.
train. You're back. Oh, he's into it.
I mean,
He's into
I
it.
don't care what you say about Kanye, bro. This motherfucker can make music.
I was like, what?
It was that lit, huh?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
My God, there wasn't any
Yeah.
like slurs in it, right?
No, he's just talking about. He's talking.
No slur.
No,
Just want to make sure before I listen. I'm not trying to get canceled here.
no. He talks about how he's being canceled.
Oh, of course.
Talks
Is
about
he being canceled? And does he be like, I'm being canceled, but you know
I mean,
who.
the motherfucker was like, yeah, I love Hitler. Like that doesn't help, dude.
I'm sorry. Before the show, we talked about InfoWars. That was the greatest episode of InfoWars I have ever seen. Like,
with the mask.
When you can make Alex Jones uncomfortable, like you gotta be on another level, dude.
I mean, like, dude, he was literally fading to commercial, and Kanye's just like, I like Hitler.
And then he had like the fucking puppets.
Yeah, Netanyahu.
Yeah, net and yeah, it was a net, dude. It was like a fishnet. Oh my
The
god.
kicker
dude.
to that joke was like, he was just like, I just found him out about yesterday. I just found out he existed yesterday.
Who did? Alex Jones?
No, Kanye found
Oh.
out that Netanyahu
About
existed.
Oh my
Netanyahu.
So he came up with a net and then a can of and then a glass of Yahoo going like, I'm Netanyahu.
All right. Here's my real question. Is Kanye in like 10 years gonna be like Michael Jackson, where like he did some weird shit, but you just love his music and nobody can say anything?
If he stays out of the public eye.
Yeah. What about the Russell Brand guy?
Oh yeah, he's getting. I mean, that was a pretty detailed report.
So I only saw the headline. I didn't see the actual like accusations or whatever, but I already like came out against them pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of his fans are sticking to the guns. It's a psyop. He flew too close to the sun, and now the deep state is against him. That normal coping shit.
I don't
No,
know,
I mean,
man.
I feel like he was a fucking former drug addict. I'm not gonna like write that shit off. Like that
Right.
seems to be right up his
Yeah.
alley.
Drug
Like
addict
10
plus
years ago, that was like the result. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That fucking drives.
drug addict plus celebrity.
Yeah. And he
I
was like he wasn't he like a admitted sex addict too?
yeah.
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 Yeah. So
Forget
let's
yeah.
see. A plus B equals
See.
C. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
people were just like, just no way. No, this is a deep state plot.
Yeah. Well,
You know, the only thing I don't like about the deep state stuff, well, a lot of the conspiracy theories is it's very American centric, and then they just like spread it out. Like they like
Yes.
project it onto like other countries, right? Like who's the deep state in England? Oh, the king and queen, right? Like they're applying the American version of deep state onto like all this other bullshit.
Right. Like
And it doesn't make sense because like he's a, you know,
I
a
thought I
British,
thought the deep state was just career politicians.
it
not really.
started off like that, but then it just got weirder. And the
Name
deep
one
state was
politician in the CIA.
Hold on, say that again.
Name one politician in the
Or
CIA.
yeah, it's not where I mean like it's a career.
They're
It's like
career bureaucrats.
yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that's a better way of saying it. Like people
That's
that
the only way of saying it.
okay, the only way of saying it, like like the guy that's been in the CIA for 30 years that holds like sensitive information and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
stuff.
but what are you
Yeah.
gonna do without that guy?
I mean, I don't know. He collects all the information.
just hire me. I'll hold all the
Yeah.
information.
Wait, so you
Or-
can you could just know exactly what that guy knows?
You know what?
See what that guy sees.
I'm sure the CIA has some like mind probing device.
Yeah, maybe.
probably
Think about that one.
Yeah, because I mean, like
They do some weird shit. So I don't know.
I don't know if they gave it just like the clearance to be like, yes, sir, America.
I don't know. So here's my issue with the deep state theories. Is I mean I'm not up in the upper echelons of the state,
wink,
but like
wink.
well, like you have people there for 30 or 40 years because you need them because they have all the knowledge and experience.
Now, do you
Like, what
think? Do you
what
think
do you
you?
do with those people?
But do you think they do that on purpose? Because to make yourself valuable, sometimes you have to make sure everybody else isn't as valuable.
It's not that. There's a reason why some people there's not like limits. to
No,
those
but when you're
times.
working in the realms of like intelligence and stuff, like experience is
It's
king.
key. Yeah, but you know what though? Because I thought of this too. Because like, remember that one podcast when we were talking about me running for president or whatever,
Mhm.
and I was to do like,
I don't know why that was so funny.
and I was to do what like Trump did and just get rid of all these like,
Career bureaucrats.
yeah, and then you're like, okay, let's bring in somebody new. And then you're
Yeah.
like, you have no idea what you're doing. You don't even know the
That's what
job
I'm saying,
description. You're like, what do we do now?
Like
Yeah.
I think the shitty part is you need these people and like absolute power corrupts absolutely, right? Like,
Yeah.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I would say the majority of these people who are doing these jobs for 30 or 40 years who consider the deep state, they're not at those levels, man.
No.
Most of the people at those levels are what you said, they're career politicians who get appointed for it because they're political appointees to these certain positions and they jump around.
Mm.
Mhm.
And those are the people you're thinking of.
Yeah. That's what though, that question is kind of like with like in movies with assassins. They're like, well, he's been an assassin for 30 years. He's a liability now. He's not an asset.
Like Kenshin.
You have to get rid of him.
Like I started rewatching that. Yeah. Yeah, but like what about like the dude who's running General Motors, or actually it's a chick, it's Mary Barra. But like
Shout out to Mara
do,
Barber.
do Barra.
Barra. Shout out
Get
to
it
Mara
right.
Barra.
Shout
But
out to
you know,
Hanna
like-
Barbera.
like- Yeah. Do you want somebody who has never worked at GM running that company? She's been there for like 40 fucking years.
No,
How is she not the deep state of GM,
He's got a point.
Experience is
it is an
money, dude.
experience. Yeah.
Do you want a non
No, you want somebody
life
full experience.
Well, I mean, I think the easiest example is, do you want a non-lifetime 4-star general?
yeah, you
Like,
don't.
those are the guys who are there
Yeah,
for 30 years, 40 years.
that's seen it all.
who know the military. They've deployed. They got
Mhm.
like fucking overseas service stripes up their arm. Like some of them, like if you count their total deployment time, it's like 5 to 6 years of
Yeah.
deployment time.
No, I agree with you. Also, like, it's kind of like
I'm not a big fan of the deep state label. I think people throw it around too easy.
Well, people
but
also
that's all it
apply it
is
to
though. It's
literally anything they don't like too.
but that's all it is though. It's a label, and it's an easy label to use.
Yeah, of course.
Especially because everybody wants to say they or them, because nobody really knows who they or them are. So they just
Well, someone's got to blame them from someone's got to blame someone for the strife, you know? If you're feeling down, it's has to be an external source.
But I mean, like, I still think like what we were talking about earlier, like with the politicians, if they get gifts or donations, they should be listed. They should break up
Yeah,
that super PAC.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
for
ya.
sure.
I agree.
Because it definitely brings more transparency to the people's intents or agendas.
Repeal
So, here's the
Citizen
thing.
United.
Yeah, Citizens United. Yeah, that's a great can of worms to open up.
Yeah.
Scott doesn't even know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know. What
as
did he
to
say?
quote Trump, someone had to do it. Someone had to do it. I am the chosen one.
What did he say? What did you say? What did
Repeal
Trump?
Citizen United.
Hold on, what?
Citizens United.
Citizens
Oh,
United.
citizen. Oh, is that what Trump did? Did Trump say the same thing that I,
I
said?
wish. No, there's no way he'd do that.
Oh,
No, it was like what 2008, 2010, something like that.
Was it during Obama? I thought it was a little earlier than that.
It might have been right before Obama.
do
Okay.
people even know about that? Like stuff like that?
Citizens United?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And what,
Citizens United is what makes a corporation a person, and they can vote with their money like unlimited.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
So
that's-
they can donate unlimited amounts of money to
Wow.
campaigns.
Yeah. Before that,
Yeah.
there used to be a cap of how much you can donate to a politician to keep them impartial. But now that's no
Why
longer
did?
a thing.
Well, that also spurred the super PAC.
Okay. Yeah. So like they're like, oh, we have no connection with this guy, but we like what he says, and we're gonna donate $1 billion.
Yeah, because you're not donating to the campaign, you're just donating to the super PAC that is also doing stuff.
Yeah, because if you're a politician and let's say 75% of your donations come from a corporation, who are you going to listen to?
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's wild how that can even be.
You should pay attention to these Supreme Court cases. They'll a lot of things.
Well, how many Supreme Court cases are there?
There's a lot.
Exactly.
But I mean, like in recent history, you know, like Citizen United's a good one. Glass-Steagall is another good one. You'll with Glass-Steagall, you'll find out what happened in 2008.
Well, I'm an average person. I never heard of Citizens Now. Do you think most people has heard of Citizens Now or whatever?
Yeah, I would say most people who have political
All right,
aptitude
our
know
first poll
Citizens United.
ever. Hold on, our first poll ever for Bag Society is going to be: have you ever heard of Citizens
United.
And we'll probably get
100% yes.
two people vote that says yes.
Dude, me and Jordan.
It's just
Because you couldn't figure out how to vote. So
Oh my god,
dude, but like you know, if you want to talk about like deep state or like, you know, deep state bureaucrats, you really got to pay attention to these cases, because a lot of these cases are what paved the way for a lot of these things.
Well, yeah, because now it's like it's whatever, like CEO. It's like a board of CEOs, and they're like, okay, we need a spokesman, or we need to get this point across. Let's donate a whole bunch of money for this politician to fight for our cause.
Personally, this is capitalism as intended.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's good or bad. It just is what it is. Like, if you don't know, you don't know.
you know, that's the interesting part about lobbying, right? It's like if you're running an industry and you want favorable conditions, shouldn't you have the right to lobby?
Yeah, see, no, I agree.
Yeah, should
Yeah.
you?
But like the question is, should there be a limit on?
Yeah, because you
You
could
know,
go
like-
too far or overstep. Or
I think there
Yeah.
should be a limit on legalized bribery.
It shouldn't be. Yeah, it shouldn't be that the fact that like, hey, brother, like, why don't you come out to our island in the Maldives?
yeah,
And, like, let's just chat for, like, a day,
Chat.
You know,
Have you
It
ever
should
been
be
on
more
one
like-
of these planes?
yeah, it should be more like, hey, let's go out to dinner. I'll pay for a very nice dinner, and I'm gonna lay out my case.
Yes, thank
You
you,
know what I
Supreme
mean?
Court Justice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you know, yeah. Hey, Clarence, why don't you fly my private jet to Lolita Island? Oh, by the way, my name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Epstein,
And,
yo.
You know, it's like one of the. It's weird because like, you could see the excess
Right.
on both sides, right? Like, you shouldn't cut them out completely, but you shouldn't
You
be like,
yeah.
being able to, take them on dope ass vacations. Or like, hey, just stay at my mansion for free.
But
Yeah.
then
In
Let me
again,
pay
Malibu.
off this loan you have.
but then again, what's like I wonder what's like the
There are
biggest
these
super
gold
PAC.
bars.
They're just sitting here. You just want one?
I wonder what this biggest super PAC is though.
I think it's MAGA. I think it's Trump for America or something like that.
Shut your
That
mouth.
is
Are
a
you
that's a
serious?
big ass pact. I don't
It's
know if it's the
huge,
biggest,
dude.
but it's a big
I
fucking
didn't,
pact.
I didn't know that. I had no
Yeah.
idea. Wow.
It's big. I
So
mean,
he built his own pretty much.
he is a phenomenon,
Well,
dude.
So
He
here's the
is
thing.
huge.
The super PACs,
Yeah.
they'll say they're not built by the campaigns, but they're like, okay, you are gonna run this super PAC. And like, it's all lawyers and bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, the candidate. But like, really, it's like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
It's like Kellyanne Conway is like, hey, I need you to like get me money. She's the campaign manager. And the next thing you know, like whoever is like starting this crazy ass super PAC,
my
and like they
God.
have
Yeah.
like $300 million that they're just, they don't need to, it doesn't count towards the campaign because they're buying the ads themselves.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
producing all this shit. So
Mm.
like their campaign war chest might only be $100 million, which is still ridiculous. But like, I think in the last election they spent over $1 billion.
Yep.
But
$1 billion.
yeah. Still though,
It's
like
wild.
I didn't even know super PACs like this existed,
Dude,
honestly.
campaigns are big business, dude. Big business.
Well, I knew they were
So-
big business, but I really didn't know like the extent of it, I guess.
So you brought up the UK earlier, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, and you might need to fact check me on this, but they have a campaigning season. You cannot spend £1 or whatever outside of like the first day or the last day in
Ah,
support of a campaign. Like it is like it's only a couple months.
really?
And that's the only time you can spend money on campaigning.
And that's how they limit theirs.
Yeah.
I kind of like how like there shouldn't be a limit, but at the same time, like you're like, man, if there is no limit, because there are a lot of like super PACs or campaigns, they're just far above. Like
That's one of the
unlimited
reasons why no one
resources.
likes our politicians, or why politicians sucks, because it's a priced out game. I mean, like the average Joe that's
but
supposed to be representing the people can't fucking run. Are you kidding me?
Well, you could also say that like money doesn't always buy you wins. Like look at Bloomberg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Like
That
he
was
spent
funny.
$100 million of his own money, couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it.
That
Didn't make
was
it past
funny.
in the primary, he wasn't even a fucking concern.
But you can
They had a
also say
corpse
he was a
running and he
late
won.
runner, though.
No, he wasn't. He
He
wasn't that
came in
late.
pretty late.
No. It wasn't
Bloomberg, there was
that-
always rumors.
It wasn't late. It wasn't late enough to like make a huge difference where his money shouldn't have won, because he was already planting the seeds, like campaign wise. They were buying commercials, like they were spending like $10 million for ad campaigns. It was like something ridiculous.
Mm.
And he lost to a dude who can't tie his shoes.
The corpse.
Wow.
Look, he can eat ice cream just fine. It's fine.
Nah,
Do
I've
they
seen old
have
people eat
do
ice
they
cream.
have super PACs in the UK?
No, that's an American thing.
Mm.
PACs in general, I think, are an American thing. They're called political action committees.
Yeah.
Wow.
We got PACs, and like the Democrats have like something called the super delegates, which is also just bullshit.
No, that's
itself.
different.
It is different. It is different, but I'm just saying it's also
They
bullshit.
still have PACs.
Yeah, of
They still have
course.
super PACs. Yeah, super delegates that's a political party thing.
Yeah.
You know what though? The only way to like I would say quote unquote beat the deep state though is to like the average Joe would have to, you know, be hands on with the locals, right? Like with the local elections, because it's the senators.
So you're saying like
That's the
you
only
got to
how.
be
It starts from the bottom.
grassroots need to. I mean, you can honestly say MAGA was grassroots from the beginning.
It was.
It was,
I mean, think
yeah.
about
I
all
mean,
the other MAGA candidates that won, dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Bernie
also think of
Sanders
all
was
the ones
another
that
good one.
lost.
Was there a lot?
AOC was kind of a grassroots.
Yeah, she was a bartender,
Yeah.
Mm.
and she dethroned what you could have considered a deep state politician.
Yep.
So it is possible.
Yeah, it's
It's
possible
possible.
with a lot of grassroots support. Yeah,
Yeah.
A lot of grassroots and the right level office. Like the presidency is never going to be a
Yeah.
grassroots campaign.
Yeah.
true. It's never.
Although you could kind of make a case for Trump because he was polling at less than 1% when he first got into the race.
Was
And
he?
then then he called Rand Paul ugly and
Everybody agreed with him?
and made fun of like Ted Cruz's wife. So and then next thing you
Little
know,
Marco.
yeah, little Marco.
I mean, he really did like just set a fire on that stage. He was a spectacle.
It was so wild, dude.
But that's like
It was
that isn't an immense rarity.
Yeah, but I know everybody's waiting for him to get back on that stage to
Well,
see
'cause
him
he's
battle
funny,
it
but he
but
out.
won't. But he won't.
No, he's holding out. He's holding
Yeah.
This
out.
he's already declined the second debate.
Yeah, because he's a smart guy. He is holding out, bro.
Think about it. Like in his original, I mean, he's still a billionaire, right?
Yeah.
People already knew who Donald Trump was,
Right.
you know?
Yeah, he's the
And
apprentice.
like he had no outside of his like weird, like kind of racist history of like not renting to black people in New York. It was hard to find like there's no political dirt on him really, outside of that he was a Democrat.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
But now there's like
Dirt.
He has a record.
There's like dirt. Yeah, he's got
Yeah.
a record that he has to run on and people can call him on. And I don't think he's like they don't want him confronting that shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
And not to mention he's even though he has like some suck
But he
ups on
doesn't
there
need to.
like Vivek or like Vivek and like the Florida governor, he still got people on there that are specifically
DeSantis.
there to like, try to
Still
demean
hype
him
him
like Chris Christie.
Yeah. Oh, well. How can
Chris
you,
Christie.
Yeah.
I can't believe that motherfucker running, dude.
He's only running just to torpedo Trump, but like Trump's not
Yeah.
on stage, man.
Yeah.
I call him Chris Krispy Kreme. So.
Chris Krispy Kreme.
Did you ever? There was like
He
Trump made
sweats
this
Krispy
funny
Kremes.
ass tweet when Chris Christie and Dowdy was running. It was just him at a buffet, and Trump was like, I forget exactly what he said, but he's like, there he is consoling himself again.
I mean, you can't deny that man's funny though. Like the shit he posts
Hmm.
is wild.
And it's just
like
Christie bent over a buffet.
it's like when they were like, "Oh, Trump wants to buy Greenland." He was like, "I promise I won't do this." It was like a Trump tower in the middle of Greenland. Yo, that guy. I mean, he's funny.
He's funny.
The question is that a characteristic you want in the commander in chief? That's a different question.
Yeah.
True.
But you can't deny he's funny.
He was a bombastic president. I mean, like, him at the like the G7, him like pushing past every fucking head
Yeah.
of state to get into the front.
I love the debate where they're like, "You called women pigs." Like only Rosie O'Donnell. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Oh my god, dude. He's so quotable too, man. You can just
I know.
so quotable, dude.
Yeah, because as soon as he goes on stage, like it's just all eyes on him. Every question is going to be about him.
Because he's gonna say something
Everything,
ridiculous.
everything.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure the best ratings was like the first Biden and Trump debate. Oh, because it was just pure freaking chaos. It was so stupid.
Did Joe Biden say anything? Because I don't think he could compete.
Yeah.
Joe Biden did the meme. Will you shut up, man? How was that debate?
Oh.
He's like, "Well, yeah, shut up, man."
Because Trump just wouldn't stop talking.
He wouldn't stop talking, dude. And
he-
actually, like,
He's like, excuse me, you gave my opponent 30 more seconds. Excuse me.
Not only that, they're just like, okay, Biden, it's time for your response, and he would just keep going.
I think the consensus was on some of those that like Biden kind of like came out on top on the few debates they had.
Really?
He did.
Like perception wise,
Perception-wise?
because like Trump came across as like a bully,
Oh,
and you gotta think
yeah,
it was
yeah,
also
yeah, yeah.
COVID, and
Yeah.
like whether or not you're gonna blame the entire economy on the president, like that's usually what happens.
Yeah.
And COVID crushed the economy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Oh.
still making like those graphics of like jobs lost, and it's all
But the
jobs that were lost during COVID.
But here's the thing, though: the economy is even worse. It's in even worse shape.
I mean, it's better than it was
But is
during
it-
COVID.
Is it because of all the decisions that they made because of COVID? Is why it's so bad now?
I would say a lot of like what's happened is directly from COVID. The lingering effects from COVID are still affecting us right now, but like there is some also stupid ass things that are happening. Like inflation is about 65%, like corporations just doing it. It's not really from COVID, but there's still a percentage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where, like, most people, in my mind, the president can't control the economy.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
They
there
they
is
can
a
they can put
dial up
in
there that says
measures.
gas prices go up.
Well, yeah, yeah, because and Trump was like, "Turn them down," and people are like, "Yeah." It's like, it's like, no, there was a supply and demand shortage. Like,
Right.
time of year plays a huge part. I mean, gas prices have been really high for a really long time,
Yeah.
like
Really long
historically.
time. Yeah.
But also, at the end of the day, guess who controls the gas prices? Fucking Saudi
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia.
Like, it's OPEC. It's not even the president. Now, you could make for a little bit, we were a net oil exporter,
Mhm.
which meant we were covering all of our oil and we were exporting the rest. And then I think Biden kind of shut down some of it, but I don't know if that's really true. I don't know how all that, what I mean? Like, that takes a lot of like research.
If it
It
make
does. A lot of people were blaming that Keystone pipeline thing, even though it wasn't even really
Yeah, but it was
done.
never operational.
I know, but I'm just saying that people
they
will
blew
blame
it up,
that.
right? Somebody blew it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone did blow it up, but it was also just straight up canceled. You know?
Yeah. So, like, it's one of those things where, like, there's so many factors that play into it. Like, the the president doesn't have a magic
Yeah,
wand. Like,
but people
you
want
know,
the simplest answer, which is I guess just blame the president.
Yeah, I know. I
but
mean, like,
also at the end of the day, especially when Trump, took office, and a lot of presidents when they take office, everybody bases the economy on the stock market, right?
Right.
If it goes up, we're good. If it goes down, we're
bad.
bad.
We're
Yeah.
bad. It doesn't matter
So,
who's making the money. If the stock
no.
market, if the line goes up, we're up.
Now, if you want to talk deep state, let's talk about the Fed, but that's a
The
whole
Fed
different.
Reserve?
Yeah.
I already know. What? Come on. Now I'm a.
Yeah, come on, dude. I saw Hamilton. I like the Fed now.
He did create the Federal Reserve, so,
He did. That was his
There's
little project. Mister, I didn't fight in the revolution, but I wore a soldier's outfit anyway.
There was a lot of. There's so
Well, he
many
did fight in the
conspiracies.
revolution.
There's so many
Barely.
conspiracies with the Fed, though. The Fed
First of
Reserve.
all, he was the aide de camp to General George Washington. It's not his fault that George Washington wouldn't let him go and like have like command of his own battery.
Yeah, and then his revenge was creating the Federal Reserve.
How did that was his revenge? How did Hamilton get famous? It was the stand in New York.
Yes, it was a stand in New York.
Yeah,
Thought
and
it was
guess
his
how, yeah,
play.
he was getting fucking shot at. So
Whatever, dude.
don't be shit on Hamilton.
I will shit on Hamilton. Burr should have finished the job. Wait, he did.
Burr,
What the
Burr
fuck am
was
I
such a
talking about?
loser. He was such a loser.
No. Burr wasn't a loser. That's why he didn't die.
He did die. He's dead right now.
Not by
They're
Hamilton.
all dead.
Anyways,
The
Federal
Fed
Reserve.
is the biggest conspiracy.
Yeah,
I mean,
hanging out at Bohemian Grove, and
Democrats should have finished the job when they had a chance.
yeah.
Well, I mean, like, hold on though, because the Fed Reserve is the only place that can print money, right?
Well,
Legally,
the Treasury prints money.
but it comes from the Fed Reserve, right?
How?
Isn't every dollar owned by the Fed Reserve?
Is it?
Yeah.
You sure?
It says a federal loan note.
How does the Federal Reserve set up?
They have, I don't know. How are they set up?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's a semi-private, semi-public owned institution, right?
See, I thought it was private the whole time.
No. Well, who elects the board of governors? Who appoints them?
Would it be the Supreme Court?
That's the president of the United States.
Oh, okay.
So therefore, it can't be completely private if the president of the United States, appoints a board of the governor, a governor in the board.
Then why is it semi-private and semi-public?
Because they don't have any oversight from the U.S. government.
So they could do whatever they want.
Yeah, technically.
I thought you didn't like the Fed.
No, I don't like the Fed Reserve.
Yeah.
I also don't think you understand the Fed.
I probably don't.
I think you understand centralized banking more than you understand what the Fed itself.
What's the difference?
I'm not saying there's a difference, but there's a
Oh.
difference in the way that we coordinate and utilize centralized banking than like say like the ECB,
Okay. So what do you mean by the Fed?
the Federal Reserve.
Because from my understanding, it's like the Fed Reserve, right? Whether it's the Treasury or whatever, they print the money.
Treasury is not the Federal Reserve.
All right, the Fed Reserve, they print the money, they give it to the other banks, and the other banks own and have to pay back the Fed Reserve interest on the money.
So yeah, the Federal Reserve like loans money out to the banks, right? So
Right.
like anything that's guaranteed is usually guaranteed by the Fed, but they can't print. They don't really technically print the money,
But they give the money out.
but they have control of monetary. So they set monetary policy,
And
which
so
is different from fiscal policy.
okay. So my understanding is the Fed Reserve has a dollar. It gives that dollar back to, or it loans that dollar to a bank, right?
Mhm.
And the bank has to pay the Fed Reserve interest. So the Fed Reserve makes a dollar, gives that bank a dollar, and then that bank has to pay back that dollar with interest.
Sure.
Is that simple or?
Yeah. That's fine.
So it's like, okay, well, if the Fed Reserve has $1 and then we give this bank a dollar and we're expecting that $1.20 back, that means the Fed Reserve has to still loan out that bank more money so they can pay back the interest.
Yes and no.
Okay. So
I'm just saying, like, there's a lot.
yeah, I know
This
there
is
is a lot.
this
There's
is
a
like
lot.
there's a lot that
there
I mean,
is
there's a reason I haven't chimed in.
there is
yeah.
there
I
is a
mean,
lot, but
well, I mean, you haven't even like hit on like the Federal Reserve and like quantitative easing and like all that stuff where they're buying up and filling their own balance sheets and pulling money out of the economy.
if they pulled the money out of the economy, that would lower inflation, right?
Well, so they utilize raising interest rates to reduce inflation because money costs more. So therefore, people are less likely to take out loans, lowering their costs.
Mm.
So it brings the prices back down. Quantitative easing is when they kind of want to like maintain. I'm not gonna get into quantitative
Well, I
easing.
mean, I know what quantity, a kind of what like they
It
call
was
it.
very let's just say it was very popular when we had a zero federal funds rate.
Oh, okay,
And
okay.
then they had to offload a lot of that. They had to like reduce their balance sheets to a certain amount in order to like
But here's the thing, though. It's like you talk about like reducing balance sheets, but if they have no oversight, who's really
well, the oversight is the board of governors.
right? But I mean, like, if they're not, so okay, so the Fed, we just said the Fed doesn't really have an oversight, right?
It's murky, yeah.
It is kind of murky.
They can
So
be called upon by Congress to testify, but nobody can compel them to do anything.
really, see, and
Yeah.
that's the thing. So how can you kind of? So you're just like, oh, we believe you that you
They
balanced
have
your.
to believe them.
Yeah, but the
It's
other here's the other option is you have the government manipulating the currency, like China.
Ooh, that's communist.
ooh, but I
What do you
mean,
want?
you have.
What do you want?
I don't know. There's a better way. There's
Is there
gotta
what's the
be
better
a
way?
better way.
Dogecoin, baby.
Dogecoin,
World
yes.
coin, baby.
Well,
World coin.
nah, yeah.
Dude, it's okay, dude. Come on. Come on, dude. It's okay. Comrade.
What
Comrade.
World coin, baby. Just look into the sphere and you'll
Yeah,
have.
look here, and I will give you your money.
Because I mean, like like you're right though. The Fed Reserve is kind of like there's a lot of moving parts.
It's spooky.
and you
It's
don't.
dark. It's confusing.
It is.
It is confusing. It
It
But
is.
here's the question: is what's the better alternative? Right? I'm sure there is one.
Yeah, we just
I'm just
haven't thought
saying,
of
like,
it yet.
we're really good at. I think there's more examples of like the worst alternative,
Mm. And
right?
yeah, but
Russia, China, Iran.
but I also heard like I remember back in the day when I was like really into like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was like really into the Fed Reserve.
As
They,
in, like anti-Fed Reserve, like you were just interested in it, or
yeah, like I was interested in it. Like I kind of like my focus was towards it. Like I was like I was curious. I didn't really know much about it.
You were in
And
your
everybody
Andrew
was like,
Jackson
this,
era.
they're like, this is the reason why we're slaves and stuff like that. It's because of the Fed Reserve. And they used to say, like, we would go to wars with countries that refuse, like, to have, like, a Fed Reserve over
Oh,
there.
like a central bank.
Yeah, like a central bank, because, like, uh, it doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter who the king is
Did this
or
spark from
anything.
like the Libyan conflict?
I don't know, maybe. But it doesn't matter who is sitting on the throne. Whoever controls your money has the power over you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like,
The economy is a powerful tool to beat someone over the head with. That's
yeah,
why sanctions is a popular form of
Yeah,
warfare.
but don't we usually go to war with people that we know we can win against? And most of those are undeveloped nations that have
No nuclear
no
power.
centralized bank. Like it's,
that's
I
true.
think it's, I think it's just a numbers game. Like
It
we
is.
ain't going to. There's a reason we're not going to war with China, bro.
Yeah.
They have a formidable fucking like
So,
military.
I mean, they have way more people than we do. Their nuclear arsenal is dwarfed compared to ours, but it only takes a few for the apocalypse.
Yeah, but if anybody can launch a successful nuke, it's probably China. Guess who can't? It's probably Russia.
Russia
Yeah.
has more
Probably
nukes than anybody.
they do, and they're pretty fucked up. Dude. Well, they claim to have more nukes. We'll see if they actually do.
They're just sitting there leaking.
I think the one day, like we just like fucking nuke Putin, we just hit Red Square.
Yeah.
Like the Russia's gonna be like, thank God. Game over. You win.
You-
Do
Thank
not put more
you.
quarters in that machine. Do not continue. Like,
we could have retaliated, but this seems hard.
doesn't seem worth it.
I mean, the end is near for Russia, honestly. Right?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know.
We'll see.
But everybody said that throughout history, and they've always kind of seemed to pull through.
I mean,
Well,
yeah, Russia has been a very resilient country.
Yeah. But
Yeah. They got no issues throwing bodies at a problem, bro.
No, they never have.
They will just.
keep set. Yeah.
They
doesn't matter.
They pioneered scorched earth, man.
But also, but I mean, like, also, though, it's like, aren't they having problems with, like, inside? Like,
Yeah, but they always have. I mean, think about World War II. They lost 20 million people.
Think about World War One. They had a revolution.
Yeah,
They had a
they've had internal strife the entire time.
I wonder what
Yeah,
comes
dude.
after. What comes after communism, though?
what
called
they have now.
Modern day Russia. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, I don't understand.
Or I mean, like, when Russia falls, what I'm just curious of what it's gonna become.
I don't know what they would become if Russia even falls. I'm sure most of the powers that be, like the Western civilization, are hoping they're balkanized. Really,
Mm.
they're no longer one giant country. But that's hope.
East
I think the
Russia
hope
and West Russia.
yeah, they'll probably break up into like smaller nations.
Mm.
But
But even then, I don't know, man, because like how small can they really get? Because like as you move further,
Yeah. It's a wasteland,
east,
right?
yeah, there's not
Siberia.
much there.
There is not much there. There is a city, like I want to say in the middle of Siberia, about the middle. If you go north, there's a pretty good city, and it's like,
Novosibirsk.
yes, I saw a documentary on that place. That is wild, man.
Yeah, I've been there.
Have you really? Is it
Yeah.
really that fucking cold?
It's fucking wild, bro.
Like it's rare to even have a card because it's just gonna freeze.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Actually, what's even crazier is when you go further north to Morminsk, it's inside the Arctic Circle.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think that's what you're thinking of is Morminsk.
Maybe because it was like a pretty
Like-
good, like a size of Baltimore City.
Yeah. More. I don't know if they're that big, either of them, but like Morminsk is like probably. I think it's the most inhabited place inside the Arctic Circle.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, like during the winter, it's like negative 50 degrees.
Oh my
You-
God.
There's no cars. Don't start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they
Oh
just
my
don't.
god.
In order to drive somewhere, you have to keep that car running the whole
And they're
whole
almost
day.
they're almost in perpetual darkness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
Why?
wild.
Because they're
Dude.
so far north.
Just vampires live there.
I would visit it.
Yeah.
I think 40 Days
Yeah.
Night took place
I was like,
there.
there's a
Yeah.
movie about it. Yeah.
Snap. There's no way.
Yeah, it was a vampire
Yeah.
movie, dude. Came out when we were
There's
in
no way,
college, dude.
bro.
It was a wild
Yeah.
movie.
Mm.
Yeah, dude. I want to check out a place like that. I'm a cold weather person, so I might as well see the most
Nah,
freezing.
bro, this is a different kind of cold, son.
No, there is a there's a couple like programs that you can do, like if you're a remote worker and they'll take you to different places. They're having an Antarctica one in December.
Are you gonna go? You should.
Antarctica would be dope.
Dude, it
Antarctica
would be dope.
You should.
It would be dope. I've always wanted to go to Antarctica.
And then you
I
can
hear
see.
there's so much to do there.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
you can see the whole.
Yeah, I mean, like so much to do that some dude murdered another dude because he kept giving Game of Thrones spoilers.
No, if you go, yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah, that's true. I read that. But if you go to Antarctica, then you can see the ice walls.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
the
see,
ice wall, yeah.
I'll see the ice walls, the secret laboratories, the remnants of Hitler's regime,
The pyramid,
the pyramids.
the UFOs.
Apparently, there was that 4chan green text where they discovered the Antichrist frozen in a pyramid there. It's crazy.
There's a hole in the middle of Antarctica.
The
You
story
get to the
keeps-
center. The center.
Yeah, that's where you can find the holes of the mole people.
the mole people
can't
are
wait.
advanced.
I can't wait to. It's gonna be wild. You're not gonna find that in Germany.
True.
Let me work on it.
Yeah.
Let's see.
All right.
There was a lot of Nazis there at one point. I'm sure I can find a few more.
Yeah.
At,
it's
at
true.
one point, dude, they're in Argentina now.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they are. I heard there's a whole like town in Argentina that
Yeah.
is just.
It's all German, yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why the Third Reich wanted to go to Argentina. There's always been a German presence there.
Yeah.
Isn't it because of them?
whites.
A lot of whites.
There's a lot of white Argentinians. Yeah, they'll celebrate like all the German holidays there.
Yeah. They're like Caucasian out there, so like it was kind of close to home for them.
Yeah, if you're thinking like there's a big difference between, let's say, a guy that's living in Mexico and then a guy that's living in Argentina, and they're different, very different.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. No new UFO updates.
All right.
I just had to let you guys know.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's all the time we have left. Thank you so much for tuning in to Bag Society. This is Jay signing off.
And that's.
And this is Chris.
Have a great one,
Later.
guys. Get it.